All right, next up, we've got The Accidental Getaway Driver, directed by Sing J. Lee. There's several characters in here, but the two main ones are going to be Long Ma, and he's the old dude, the getaway driver. Um, Hiep Tran Nghia, I don't know how well I said that name. Sorry if I messed it up. And then Tay, he's a younger guy, younger relatively. He's probably in his 40s, played by Dustin Nguyen. Basic concept. Apparently, this is based on a true story, and I did not go back and research it, so I don't know how true it is. I don't know how much this follows the actual events, but even if it's just a kickoff point for the movie, I think that's probably fine. Anyway, the accidental getaway driver, the basic concept is this. Long Ma is this older man, and he's pretty old. I mean, he looks like he's probably at least in the 70s. He might be in his 80s. And he's driving it's like driving a cab when you read the kind of the synopsis of this. But it's more like an Uber kind of a cab or something, like it's his own personal car. Anyway, he gets a late night call and he doesn't even want to answer it, but he gets convinced to answer it. He goes and picks up these guys, and three dudes get into his car. And it seems kind of shady and weird right out of the gate. And he's like kind of hesitant to do it, but he goes ahead and he lets the guys in. And immediately he knows something's off. And they essentially take him at gunpoint and they force him to be their getaway driver. Now, their getaway driver, as in they're not really getawaying from a robbery or a bank heist or something. They have recently broken out of prison. This is in Southern California, but three of them are barely English speakers. I didn't mention that. Uh, Long Ma is Vietnamese, and Tay is has Vietnamese heritage, so they can speak to each other right off the gate. Off the gate. Um, and basically, Long Ma can't really speak English at all, even though he's so old. He's been in America for a while. He never has really learned the language. So he's constantly having this kind of back and forth because the other guys, some of them are speaking English almost exclusively. So he's constantly having this back and forth of not fully understanding what's going on or what they're saying and having to get it translated by Tay. But first off, I was like, why are they like taking this guy hostage to go drive them around? They could just literally push him out of the car and drive away themselves. And I guess their excuse for that, and they kind of explain this, is that the cops or the authorities are looking for three guys in a car, three escapees. But if they're with the old man, they have four, and that'll keep people from knowing who they are. And that's their reasoning. Now, I don't know if that was the reasoning in the real the real situation. If it was, that's pretty terrible logic and tells you that they're not very smart. And it kind of makes me think that's maybe what really happened. Anyway, the basic thing about this movie is from the title, you might think, well, this is going to be like an indie, pretty inexpensive, like a thriller, crime thriller. Um, they're going to be pulling him along on various adventures and, shooting up places and stuff. And it's like that is not the vibe of this movie. This movie is a straight up like indie drama, very slow, very, I would say, very dialogue conversation based. It's pretty much hanging out with these four people and having the old man kind of slowly get to know them and get to know him, even though they're planning on killing him, you think, pretty much from the beginning, and whether or not he can ingratiate himself with these guys and maybe find a way to get away from them and survive, or whether he's going to get killed, and kind of how will their relationships kind of go forward. And through that, you're going to learn like a little bit of flashbacks, but you're going to learn a little bit about kind of what brought him to this point in his life. Like what brought him from Vietnam and why is he just a lone dude in a quote taxi cab in California? And, it's much more of a character piece. So that is the big warning because if you are looking for, like I said, like kind of a low budget crime thriller, you're going to be very disappointed. If you're looking for a fast paced kind of a actioner, definitely disappointing. If you're looking for more of a subtle indie like character drama, you might really enjoy a lot of this. I found it, I'm kind of in between. I did find it kind of a little bit slow. I definitely wanted it to kind of go a little more with the story. But I did really appreciate some of the character work here, enough that I could definitely give it a slight recommendation. Basically seeing kind of the path that, Long Ma and Tay take with each other, going from kind of callous criminal versus normal dude driving his cab, and then maybe their relationship becoming different than that by the end of the movie. I appreciated that quite a bit. I'm probably gonna go 3 stars on this. It's definitely not one where I feel like you have to rush to the movie theaters to see it, but I do find a lot of good stuff to be had here. All right.
Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. For more movie and television reviews and interviews, please subscribe to my Deepest Dream channel. Like, comment, share, subscribe. And as always, thanks so much for your support. Take care.